ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. A very warm welcome to all the attendees in today's talk. Our topic for today is Saint Soldier. In our day-to-day life, we count these two words as two different personalities. If we come up with an idea of saint, then different image occurs in our mind. But if we are thinking about soldier, then we think about a different person or a different personality. But when it comes to Sikhism, then Gurbani takes it as one personality. For us, saint is different, soldier is different. Saint is the one who's meditating on the name of Lord, and soldier is the one who's ready to fight. So these may sounds differ, but actually it's a one personality that we will try to understand by daily life examples. As a parents, we have father and mother. Two different personalities. One is called father, one is called mother. But both are equally important. The one who misses his mother from childhood, then he may not able to understand the real love of a mother. Mother's love, mamta, maybe he'll not able to get it, and maybe he'll not able to understand that as well. If the one who don't have father in his life from childhood, or maybe sooner or later, he may miss many things, that how he protects us, how he take care, how he do take care of all nourishments, our essentials, our fundamentalists. So if someone don't have mother, he will miss a lot of things from his life. That is for sure. If the one who don't have father, he will also miss many things. He may not able to understand many different aspects of life. So for saying, mother and father are two different personalities, but actually they are parents. Parents, one. So both are equally important. In our life, there are many things where we are dependent on two things, not on one, two things. So it was a basic example about parents. If we go into day-to-day life, where we cannot survive even, we need food to eat, we need water to drink. Both are equally important. Essentials of our life. These are our key concepts. If we don't have water, just food. We may have different kind of foods. Maybe every food is available of the world. Still, we cannot survive in this world. Why? Because water is also important, also needed. But if we have water only but don't have anything to eat, still we cannot survive. So we need water to drink, we need food to eat. These are two different things, but both are important for a beautiful life. If we have good food but dirty water, food we have good, pure, but water is dirty, we will get some diseases in our body. That is for sure. On another hand, if we have pure water to drink but don't have nice food to eat, dirty food, then also we will fall into the illness. That is for sure. So two things are important to survive our life. Eating is also important, drinking is also important. There are many more, but we are just discussing these two basically. So as a mother, as a father, we need one. Drinking water, food to eat, we need. Now if we come on our bodies, although this body is collaboration of 5 elements, but still there are 2 different kind of elements are also there. Soil is there, fire is there. Water is there, fire is there. Although if we think water have a different kind of nature, fire have a different kind of nature, but still both are there. Soil is also different kind of nature. It shows humbleness. So this is how the concept of saint soldier is also comes to our life. There are many things where we need both of them. Otherwise, we are incomplete. If we don't have father, we are incomplete. If we don't have mother, we are incomplete. Don't have food to eat, we are incomplete. If we don't have water to drink, we are incomplete. Fire is also needed. Water is also needed in our life, in our body. Although both have different nature, still much needed. On the same way, saint and soldier makes a complete personality. The nature of saint should be here. The enthusiasm of soldier is also should be there in our life, in our body. That is much needed. Now, who is saint? If we start thinking, who is saint according to us? Maybe the one who is meditating all the time, the one who is saying Vaheguru, Vaheguru, or the one who wears white or beautiful religious clothes, the one who looks so religious, wearing a lot of religious things on his body. Who is saint? Then Gurbani teaches us. Yes, the one who is meditating on the name of Lord, that is also part. But if we start thinking the one who is just doing Vaheguru, Vaheguru, he could be the only saint, then we are wrong. Then we may say we did not get the actual point. We are just get round and round. हाथ पाव कर काम सब चेत निरंजन नार. Now saint could be doing any domestic work, any social work, anything. Doesn't matter whether he is wearing white beautiful clothes, religious clothes, or he's just sitting somewhere in a temple and just meditating and chanting, or he's doing his own work. Everything is possible. हाथ पाव कर काम सब चीत निरंजन नाल. Do your work as well. Gurbani always talks to us about the same. Guru Nanak Sahib also says, Kirt karo, naam japo, vand chako. Do your kirt. Do your work. For the saint, Guruji is not saying just meditate on the name of Lord. Naam japo. Naam japo is important. We are not going against. We are not criticizing at all. But we cannot just leave the concept of kirt karo as well. Because whenever we start thinking about just naam japo and we are ready to leave our kirt, ready to leave our work, duties, then we are becoming more lazy. That is why Guru Nanak Sahib went to Siddha. Guruji met with Siddhas and asked them to come back to their normal life, social life. No need to run. Re man aso kar sannyasa, बन से सदन सभय कर समझो मन ही माहे उदासा कीर्त करो नाम जपो वंशक. So naam japo is also important. Saint is our first concept, then soldier. As we say, Bhagti mein Shakti. Bhagti means saint, Shakti means soldier. So the one who will start meditating, the one who is living his life with purity, he can be a good soldier. Flip of a coin, or two sides of a same coin, saint and soldier. If we are good by heart, then only we can be good in our other works as well. So in Sikhism, we have both of the concepts. We do talks about saint life and we do discuss about soldier's life. Saint soldier. If we go through the first 5 gurus, Gurbani or life basically, so they told us about to live a life like a saint. Almost. Now Guru Arjan Sahib Ji got martyrdom. There are many reasons behind it. Because one is, whenever we start doing meditation, whenever we start doing SIMRAN, whenever we start doing Naam Japna, and it becomes practically in our life, not only just for reading, when it becomes part of our life, then we get power. Power of tolerance as well. Whatever happens, we can stay still. Power of Qurbani. Otherwise, what happens? Just small things happens in our life and we just lose our faith on Lord. Let's take example of Shri Guru Arjan Sahib Ji. Guru Arjan Sahib Ji sacrificed his life to save humanity, to save Sikhism, to save goodness, to save rightness. In any religion or in every religion, we may say there are two basic things to establish a new religion. Basically, could be more. One is religious place. What is the main religious place that is most important to establish a new religion? Any religion that needs a place. And another is religious scripture. If any religion have its own or any specific religious place, pilgrim, and religious book, that is known as a different or unique religion as well. So Guru Sahib Ji did both of the things. That was the main reason behind the martyrdom of Guru Arjan Sahib Ji. Once we go into the history, there are many writers, researchers, scholars who basically targeted on Chandu, that Guruji, Chandu was the main culprit. That is why Guruji got martyred. That is true that he was the one who was doing all kind of tortures of Guruji's body, but the real culprit was the ruler of that time named Jahangir. In his autobiography, the name is Tuzke Jahangiri, it's autobiography. In that he used a word Dukane-Baat, means Guruji is just running a shop, a dukan, a shop, where everyone is getting embraced, everyone is getting influenced, and all are becoming Sikhs. And many people wrote the main reason about Guruji's martyrdom is Chandu or Amir Khusro, the son of Jahangir, but the actual reason was establishment of Shri Guru, establishment of Harmandir Sahib, and Guruji did writing part or Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So religious scriptures was written by Bhai Gurdas Ji, and that Granth came in front of us, in front of entire Sangat, our religious scripture. So that was the main reason. Indu Bhushan Banerjee, he is a writer, Bengali writer. He also wrote about Sikhism, Guruji's history. He also said, the one who did not write the real reasons behind the martyrdom of Guru Arjan Sahib Ji, I will never forgive them. It's written by Indu Bhushan Banerjee. The main reason was because Guruji was making people fearless. Guruji was making people kind, helpful. All were getting influenced by the personality of Guru Arjan Sahib Ji. Every religious people were coming to Harmandir Sahib because it was the message for all. One. Gurbani starts by one. God is one. God is in everyone. Jah jah pe khotai hazur dur kathu na jai. So this was the main reason actually. Establishment of Harmandir Sahib and Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Bhai Veer Singh Ji also wrote about it and criticized the writers who did not mention these points, because ruler of that time named Jahangir also asked Guru Arjan Sahib Ji, if you are ready to convert, we will leave you. We'll give you more money. And even Sir Jadu Nath Sarkar, writer Jadu Nath Sarkar, he also wrote, Chandu offered 1 lakh rupees at that time to Guru Arjan Sahib Ji. So it was not matter of money, it was not matter of marriage, it was not matter of taking care of providing help to son of Jahangir. It was the matter of Shri Guru Harmandir, Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Harmandir Sahib Ji, and Guruji stood up on the rightness. Guruji was taking care of humanity. This was the main reason. And Guruji was ready to accept whatever was happening. So Bhai Veer Singh Ji also wrote about this while researching about the reason behind martyrdom of Shri Guru Arjan Sahib Ji. He said, one must do historical research to get the historical truth. So the truth was, Guru Arjan Sahib Ji gave us this treasure of Gurbani, Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. In that case, what happened? There were many tortured on Shri Guru Arjan Sahib Ji's body for 5 days, including hot sand or sitting on the hot plate, and many different tortures was given to Guru Arjan Sahib Ji just because of if he would put some another words according to their wish, according to ruler's wish, if they can add few more shabads in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. But Guruji said, no, I will not add anything. If you are saying, I will just add whatever is supposed to add. That is why many people, many poets came at that time also, but Guruji denied. So Guruji, one thing is short to us, in the Bhakti, the religious person, the real religious person is able to tolerate other things as well. Pana manana, tolerating other things, that is also important. So first part is we are able to accept as well. We are able to tolerate as well. But if we are just tolerating again and again for the long time, that is also wrong. So soldier part is also important. Soldier, then Guruji created a new kind of soldier. Earlier, there was people in the army who used to kill poor people, who used to give any harms to other people. But Guruji made an army of people, of the soldiers. A soldier is one who does not fight against the poor, but for the rights of the poor, who was fighting for the poor, not with the poor. So this kind of person, this kind of soldier Guruji created. So this is where the concept of Miri and Piri also comes. Saint soldier, we should have humanity, should be kindness, compassion, but If another person is becoming cruel, we must save others as well. Chunकार az hama hilte darguyast Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Chunकार az hama hilte darguyast. Guruji said, when all other means have failed, it is right to pick up a sword. In the Zafarnama, Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji wrote to Aurangzeb as well. Guruji said, I will fold my hands in front of you and request you to stop your feet because you are killing all the poor people. I will fold my hands to stop you, but if you will not stop, I will cut your legs and stop you. This is what Guruji said in the Zafarnama. So, if needed, we need to take up the sword as well. So Miri and Piri, earlier what was happening, the one who was walking on the path of Almighty, the people who were known as saints, they were so weak, they were not able to save themselves as well. And the one who were holding swords, they were just cruel, they were just killing the people. So that is why Guruji made one personality, the one who can meditate on the name of the Lord with one hand, and another hand he must have sword as well. This is a concept of Miri Piri that we will discuss on Sunday as well. We will take deep dive about the concept of Miri Piri. So this is what Guruji showed to us. Then we may take some examples from our daily life, from the Sikh history as well. The one who played the role of saint soldier. One is Baba Banda Singh Bahadur. Baba Banda Singh Bahadur, he was saint as well, soldier too. When it came to the point of while he need to tolerate, he attained the martyrdom as well. But the moment when he had to fight, he was a greatest soldier as well. So he's very great. He's such a great personality, Baba Banda Singh Bahadur. Maharaja Ranjit Singh, he was also one of them who established Khalsa Raj. While ruling, he never said, I'm the one who is ruling. He always used to say, it's just grace of Guru Nanak Sahib. It's Khalsa Raj. It's Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Raj, not my Raj. And the one more latest example of Bhai Maharaj Singh Ji. Bhai Maharaj Singh Ji was also saint soldier. In his early days, he used to prepare langar in the dera of Bhai Bir Singh Ji, Naurangabad, near Taran Sahib, Amritsar Sahib. So in first, he was saint. And in the saint, he was doing other works as well. He was doing langar seva. He was used to prepare langar for the entire Sangat by Maharaj Singh Ji at his time. But later, when there was fight was going on with the British, Sikhs and Anglo-Sikh wars was happening. After the second war, almost on every place there was a rule of British East India. But at that time also, one person, even once entire Punjab was under control of British, still Bhai Maharaj Singh was the one who was raising his voice and saying, I am still here to fight with you. We will get our nation back. You are not the real rulers. We will get our place back. Just imagine, it was entire place was under British now. Sikhs in the second Sikh-Anglo war, they lost the war almost. Many Sikhs got killed and they just picked up. But still, Bhai Maharaj Singh was the one who was standing there, who survived there, and still he was just making some more plans to get the place back, to get the kingdom back. So at that time, they caught him and sent to Singapore, and last 6 years he spent there. So until unless he was alive, he was ready to fight. And in the morning, he was ready to meditate as well. So we need to play both of the roles. As soon we wake up, we are meditating, we are reading Gurbani, we are listening Gurbani, we are playing the role of saint. But whenever we go out in the world, and if we are ready to fight for the justice, fight for the right, that becomes part of rightness as well. So in the saint soldier, we must have two different qualities. One is about compassion and another is about bravery. Compassion is much needed if we need to play the role of saint. Humanity, acceptance, satisfaction. These qualities should be there as a saint. We need to accept whatever is happening. Whatever was happening, Guru Gobind Singh Ji was ready to accept. Whatever was happening, Shri Guru Arjan Sahib Ji was ready to accept. They did all those things so that we can have some more confidence. What happens in today's life, if we face a little bit problem in our life, we started complaining to Lord. Why does this happen to me? Why is it happening to me? In all other things, we just forgot what God is giving to us. We started blaming what we don't have. This is how our life is going on. So we must think about that part as well. Whatever we have got, that is good. We did not earn anything. In outward, if we have some money, if we have our house, car, mobile phone or bank balance, we have earned it. We spent many years. We did a lot of things so that we would be able to earn that money. If we think, what did we do to get beautiful eyes? Do we remember anything? If we have done something to get this beautiful body, if we have done something to get a heart, proper legs, to health and wellness, it's just grace of God. So whatever happens, if we are ready to accept, as Guru Arjan Sahib Ji's example we gives again and again, the reason Guruji was sitting on the hot plate even or facing a lot of tortures, still he was ready to remember the Lord. If we compare ourselves with that situation, then if we just think about today's life, whatever problem we are getting, definitely they are less than that time. That is why we always share the stories, Sakhis of Guru Sahibs and Sikhs, those who survived in such a difficult time. According to that, we are not facing any problem. We have very less problems according to that. So in the saint soldier, we must have compassion as well as bravery. Earlier used to happen, the one who had power, he used to be cruel. The one who was too much compassionate, he used to be weak. So that is why Guruji combined. It's the latest technology, we may say, cutting edge technology. In the science, in the mobile, in the electronic things, we are always looking for cutting edge technology. What is the latest thing? What could be the key benefit of it? What is the major breakthrough? So this is what we may say, it was a cutting edge technology. So saint was different, soldier was different, but Guruji made one. Saint soldier is one. So real saint soldier is the one who is ready to get or accept the pain as well and happiness as well. It doesn't matter, whatever happens, if he can still keep his faith alive, which means his past. So as a soldier, we need to fight for the rights and soldiering on. Like whatever is happening, we should not stop it. We should just keep practicing, keep going, keep moving forward. So this is the way of life. This is how Gurbani teaches us about the concept of saint and soldier. So now I would request you all as well, if you have an example how we can live our life according to the concept of saint soldier. If we want to live our life about as an saint soldier in today's life, what should we do? How should we do? What are the things that we can apply in our life so that we can live our life according to the concept of saint soldier? Saint is the one who meditates or who is ready to accept whatever happens, good or bad, is ready to accept any or every situation, and as a soldier who's ready to fight for his rights, for someone else's rights, who's ready to use his sword, ready to use his power to save humanity, to serve humanity. This could be the concept, but definitely I'm sure you are a Sangat member, those who are listening to the lectures from the long time. So you definitely have some ideas. So I would request you, you may come up, you please come up with an idea. How can we utilize these things or apply these things in our day-to-day life? So now I turn over the floor to you entire Sangat. I would like to listen from you as well. So Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Yes, you can unmute yourself. I have given you the option. So anyone can unmute themselves and share their point of view. Hanji, Pupinder ji, you are unmuted. Would you like to add something?
Yes, in India, Bhai Maharaj ji was also a soldier there. He was also a soldier. He was a British prisoner. He was a prisoner.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat, Pupinder ji?
Master ji, what it is said earlier in some books, he was a prisoner. He was a prisoner from the Indian colonial days, and he was sent to the Indian island, in the ocean, before coming down to Singapore, before they export him to Singapore.
Okay, thank you very much for bringing this point, Pupinder Singh ji. Yes, what happened once the second Anglo-Sikh war was happened in 1849. After that, still Bhai Maharaj Singh ji was, we can say, taking care of another army, other Sikhs. They were still planning to fight again, but even they planned as well, but army caught him red-handed, or someone gave some information about him. Then he and Khadak Singh was sent to Kolkata earlier. So from Punjab, he sent to Kolkata. Then they thought it could be a problem later. So we cannot kill him as well. Otherwise, we may face some more problems. So few days or sometime he was in the Kolkata with his another person, Khadak Singh. Then later he sent to Singapore, actually. So then 6 years he was here only and took his last breath of his life in Singapore. So you are right, Pupinder ji, he was sent to Kolkata earlier. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Hanji, any other Sangat member who wants to ask something or wants to share something? Don't be shy, you can share your point of view. Hanji Hardeep ji, you are unmuted. Would you like to share something?
Hanji. So I think the saint soldier concept is where in one person they must have two characteristics at the same time. It has to be a person who is saintly. Of course, saintly can mean many things.
Yes.
He's also believes in the Almighty, he meditates, he does good deeds, but at the same time, he has to be a soldier in the sense that when needed, he has to be ready to fight. Could be sometimes there's really a war, then he has to fight against oppressors, or in this day and age, maybe fight against injustice. So for me, in today's world, this is how a saint soldier should be. Sant Sipahi in Punjabi, right?
बिल्कुल
So
जी।
that is my view. And I think you covered well the truth behind the martyrdom of Guru Arjan Dev Ji early on. So that was good to know. Thank you very much. Hi, Guru
Thank
Ji
you.
Ka Khalsa. Hi, Guru Ji Ki Fateh.
वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। Thank you very much for your contribution, Hardeep Kaur ji. हाँ जी, करतार जी, you are unmuted.
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह जी।
A beautiful concept, very different perception of a saint and a soldier. Today I'm hearing it first time that Bhakti is saint, Shakti is soldier. And in between this we have to kirt karo, naam japo, vandashapo, and be tolerated and have compassion. In between this, we must also have our faith. But in most important thing, I think, in life is our faith and compassion is very important. No matter what happens, instead of blaming God, we thank Him that we are still alive, we are still walking, we still can see, we still have our hands, we can still work, we still have our feet, we can walk. There are many who have feet but no shoes, who have no hands, they can't eat, but we can still eat. So our faith must be very strong for what we have in hand and not blame God for what we don't have. For what we don't have, we can work for it. That is what is called Kirtakaro, right? But Nam Japna is very important because we have to remember Him always. By remembering Him, that is our food for our soul. Because other than that, basic needs is normal. Rice, like what you said, we must drink, we must eat, we must clothe ourselves. But Nam Japna is also another important thing because we need to feed our soul too. But compassion and bravery is another thing that I think is very important in our life. Bravery, willing to fight for the weak, willing to fight for yourself, not only for others, but for yourself also. And willing to care for the weak people. Those who can't speak up, those who can't help themselves, we must be there to help them. That compassion, I think, is the most important thing that we must have in life. That is what I learned in today's lesson, very well explained. Even if we can't do anything, if we can even carry a cup of chai and give it to an old lady, I think that is also called compassion, helping somebody.
Exactly.
Right? So that it was a very important lesson and a reminder to us that we need to look into our lives and see what we want to be. Thank you very much, Master Ji.
Thank you very much, Kartar ji. Very beautifully, you shed up some light on the points once again. So really thankful to you for sharing your point of view. Compassion is much needed as we read Tol Taram Daya Ka Pot. So religion will come if we have compassion. So which is most needed. Even if I'll add one more sentence in Kartar ji's word, even if we are not able to bring a cup of tea for someone, at least if we can sit with someone and share few beautiful words, hello ji, how are you, how's everything, I think so that also bring happiness sometimes in someone's life who don't have anyone to speak even. So
thank you very much, Master Ji.
yes, thank you very much, Kartar ji. Hanji Harcharan ji, you are unmuted. Waਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਜੀ. Good to see you again after a long time.
I missed all of you very much, so much. There were so many things to be done. Okay, today I'm outside actually, but let me, I was your fantastic lecture. But what we have this year is saint soldiers during that particular moment, during Guru Gobind Singh time, and how he made us, Sawa laakh te ek chadaun, sabhi Gobind Singh naam kahaun. All these things were so great, and they were in reality, in front of our eyes. We saw all these things, how a Guruji sacrificed themselves. But I don't know, in the present environment, especially when we are overseas, and especially in a place like Singapore or Malaysia, I find this very rare, but there are people, but very rare people who have this quality of saint soldiers in them. Of course, Guru has given us this quality, but it's very, very difficult to implement. But I think, as you said just now, even if you sit down with somebody and have a cup of tea and show your compassion to that is sufficient. If that is the test, then of course many of us will pass that test. But to go to the standards of how our gurus have been, Guru Gobind Singh, how he is Miri Piri and all, that situation I think is a very rare situation, and I think no doubt. I mean, Guru Gobind Singh has we can be counted on our fingertips how many Sikhs are there, but nevertheless we are trying. Mara Kirpa Kandi, why you Halsa, why you Fateh.
Thank you very much for sharing your point of view. बिल्कुल गुरु साहब किरपा करन साडे सारिਆਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ enthusiasm ਬਣਿਆ ਰਵੇ, ਅੰਦਰ ਉਹ power ਬਣੀ ਰਵੇ. Yes, I want to fight for the right, so that is also much more important. Thank you very much for sharing your point of view, Chalanj. Hanji, any others? Thank you, Ji. Hanji, any other Sangat member who wants to share something? Don't be shy. Yeah, feel free to share your point of view. There is no one is wrong, no one is right, everyone is correct. Aap apne budh hai jeti. So whatever you got in your mind must share with all of us. Hanji. Hanji Kuldeep ji, you are unmuted. Would you like to share something?
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh Ji. Hanji, today's topic, Miri Piri, Saint Soldier, Sant Sipahi concept. I think you have very nicely traced the historical aspects of this concept, starting right from Guru Nanak Sahib Ji as well, where he introduced this concept of compassion, daya, and believing in Naam, the saint figure of a person. And gradually, as this built up, then it began to go into animosity and diversity and so much of a political and historical rivalry, until martyrdom had to be sustained. And then Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji introduced this concept of Miri and Piri. So politically and historically looking, yes, this saint and soldier concept seem to be two separate identities. Meaning you have to be a saint, you have to be a godly person, you must have all the virtues and all in you. And on the other side, you also have to stand up and fight with arms if you are called upon. Then if you look at it, in totality, I think it is a building of a personality in a person as well. That not only should you have all these positive characteristics of a goodly, godly person, but at the same time, you also must have this feeling of daring when it is necessary, to stand up for justice, to fight for justice, to, fight for the downtrodden, fight for injustice. So all these things are also necessary in us, and we should rise up to the occasion whenever it demands. So I think this was a gradual transformation that was being sort of inducted, starting from Guru Nanak Dev Ji to every human being, to have this kind of values and character and personality in a person, and not to be afraid to stand up if the need arises. So it's like a building of a character and building of a true person with all these combined values. So to me today, this Miri Piri concept, if I apply it in my life today, this is how I would be looking at it, that we shouldn't just quietly stand by and watch injustice being done, watch people falling prey, watch and stand by while people are suffering, but we should also be there, stand up, and be able to help and overcome whatever we can, not only for ourselves, but also for our fellow human beings. And then when you look at this Kirtakarna, Naam, Japna, Vandake, Shakana, again, you combine this concept very well into Miri and Piri. Naam Japna, of course, the spiritual part of life. Kirtakarni, yes, you work with your hands, you don't beg, you sort of apna, what shall we say, make your own living through honest means. The Vanda Shakana, I think Vanda Shakana has got a very wide connotation. It's not just sharing alone. This is where even this concept of soldier, sipahi comes in. Vanda Shakana also means caring for our fellow humanity in any way, every way, whatever possible way that can be done. So it's very beautiful. When you talk about these things and we go back down to basics again and come back to Naam Japna, Vanda Shako, Kirtakarni, how the whole thing is like an interwoven tapestry. And I find it very, very interesting and very profound. So these are my thoughts on Miri Piri and the Sant Sipahi concept. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki
Waheguru Ji Ki
Fateh.
Fateh. Thank you very much, Dr. Kuldeep Ji, for sharing your beautiful thoughts and contributing in your own way. So thank you very much. Hanji, any other Sangha member who wants to share something? If any idea is there in your mind, if you come up with few thoughts, so you may share. Anyone who wants to add something? Okay, so request you all can unmute yourself. We all can say Gur Fateh together. And now we have next lecture on Friday evening, and we have in-person lecture on Saturday morning, 11 to 12 at here, Sikh Center. So whoever are from Singapore, so request you all must join Sarang Ki War in-person lecture series at Sikh Center. So request you all, unmute yourself. Let's all say Gur Fateh all together. Thank you very much once again for joining. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you,
Thank you very
everyone.
much, Master Ji.
Thank you, Master Ji.
Thank you very much.